This spring break, students didn't need to travel down south to experience warmth and sunshine. There was plenty in central Pennsylvania and throughout much of the country. The mild winter that the U.S. experienced this year has raised the question, is this what global warming looks like? And if so, what has caused it?
The issue that is currently being addressed is what we'll call one of attribution, and that is how much of it is natural, how much of it is man-made.
Paul Knight, senior lecturer in meteorology at Penn State, and some meteorologists say that global warming is a natural process. This scenario says how human activity doesn't produce as much of an impact on the environment compared to normal variations in sea and air currents.
And there's some coincidental warmings that have been going on in both the Atlantic and the Pacific up until about 8 or 10 years ago that would favor a global warming pattern.
Meteorologists and other researchers of climate have been trying to determine how much humans and nature have affected the environment. Nature is impossible to control, but regulation, monitoring, and enforcement can moderate the impact of pollution. Recently, the consensus has become that humans are the major factor in global warming. Earth System Science Center director and Nobel Prize winner Michael Mann is one of the climatologists who believes that there is more than nature at work.
On the whole, the climate should have cooled slightly over the past few decades if it were just natural factors that were at work. And it's only when we include the human factor of increasing greenhouse gas concentrations that we're able to explain the warming.
After years of research, Mann and his team have created the simple hockey stick model. This model is used to show how much warming has occurred in the past 1,000 years. It shows how since the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, there has been a sharp increase in overall temperature. While there can be a few possible positive side effects of global warming, climatologists are exploring the main negative side effects in the rise in temperature.
And it turns out that pretty much across the boards, whether you're talking about food resources, water resources, national security, human health, and on down the list, things start weighing much more and more on the bad side rather than the good side.
With all this negativity, there are student groups like Engineers for a Sustainable World who are working towards less carbon emissions. They're using solar panels to show how efficient and effective they are and to educate future generations.
The main focus of this project is actually an educational kit for kids. So we're testing it out to a pump so that eventually we can set up a bigger machine with a pump running a water wheel, have kids play with the panel, measure different angles, and do all kinds of simpler calculations.
While the climate continually changes, it is our future that scientists say that we need to think about. With the continual output of greenhouse gases, our atmosphere is becoming worse, which has many people worrying about future generations.
I have a 6-year-old daughter, and the decisions we are making today about our energy policy and the emissions that we are producing today will have implications for decades and centuries.
Reporting from State College, I am Peter Corveses.